Hello, Adam Murgatroyd here. Welcome. I wanted to record a quick little video showing this project that I've been working on over the past week or two. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a game that's coming out in a month on December 7th. It's now November 7th. A month from today, we'll get our hands on a nice new Super Smash Bros. Game. And if you're not familiar with the series, it's essentially a huge video game crossover series where all your favorite video game characters fight. And, similar to the Infinity War, biggest crossover event of all time, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is rounding out to be an extremely huge crossover event for all of our old favorite video game characters. The most recent Nintendo Direct actually referenced these characters as being toys that are brought to life by our imagination. Sakurai actually referenced this. And so I kind of had this idea for a different sort of run, like different than a speed run where we're playing it as fast as we can. I had this idea for a role play run where we actually, role play or just kind of embody all of the different characters from this game or whatever characters we want, but within the games that they originated in, or maybe games that hold a connection close to us, the first games that we encountered those characters with, but just kind of as like a prequel / prologue sort of idea to Smash Brothers, something that I can play like an entire game of, let's say, a Mario game. And once I complete that, maybe I move on to finishing classic mode within Super Smash Bros. Using Mario as like a continuation of that Mario's role-played life, or the same thing but with the World of Light. This could be used as a prologue / prequel to either of those game modes. And this is just my idea. If you want to use these, I've made them extremely extendable and accessible. All of these are going to be locked, but if you want to actually use these spreadsheets, go to the one that says Roleplay Runs Duplicate to create your own. Right-click that and duplicate that, and you'll get your own sheet. You can also right-click and protect that sheet. Oh, no, you can't. But you can rename it and even just go copy it over to your own spreadsheets if you'd like. But from here, you'll actually get drop downs of different games from all of these characters. Some, like Daisy, is kind of one that I just started with just to find all the different games. This isn't a complete list for any of these characters, but that's why I've invited you all here. Please help me kind of finish these lists out. If there's a game that you don't see in this list that you want to play as one of these characters, feel free to find the sheet that pertains to that character, let's say Daisy, for instance, and go ahead and just insert a comment letting me know what the game is that you would like to be using in your role play run. Ideally, these are playable characters, but there are plenty of characters that essentially don't have playable appearances. Characters like Ridley. Ridley's never been playable. Let's see, I'll go ahead and show you a peek at my sheet that I made. This has also been reordered. When you do create the sheet, feel free to just drag and drop the actual rows themselves to an ordering of your liking. But I plan to go through all of the characters. You certainly don't have to. This will take probably several months, maybe a few years. But I want to start with Kirby, since he's kind of the intro character, the only surviving character of World of Light, at least at the beginning. Wanted to start with Kirby. Also wanted to keep all the different series together. But yeah, feel free to go through and select your own games that you want to complete using that character before completing classic mode or World of Light within Smash Brothers. I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited to get these spreadsheets filled out with more and more. Obviously, Mario has way more playable appearances than this, so that's where I could really use some additional help from y'all. But yeah, come copy, duplicate this roleplay run sheet to make your own, and from there you can start building out whatever games you want to be using. I also gave myself just an extra challenge of not playing any repeat games. The only place that that's basically impossible is using the Me Fighters. If there are games that we think we could, you know, kind of finagle into these characters, feel free to include those. You know, I know that there's game modes on, I think, the Wii Sports Resort where you're technically like sword fighting, so that could be an interesting one to put in for Sword Fighter. I wanted to keep their true appearances here, but we can do lots of different things. Like I said, there are characters with non-playable appearances like Ridley. So if we want to include some non-playable appearances, maybe the first appearances of these characters, we can definitely extend to support that. And we can also do things like, you know, with some of the Pokemon, you know, even if they aren't technically playable characters because you're playing as the Pokemon trainer, some of them can still be, you know, quote unquote playable, and we can just put some extra details here. I also haven't finished doing completion conditions for many of these, but if you have ideas for just different completion conditions on these different games, feel free to include those. But thanks so much for checking it out, and I hope you enjoyed the role play run. Bye-bye.